Hi everyone, this is Ilina and welcome to another LDRS creative card making video. For today's card, I'm using the Halloween postage stamp set along with the stencils. So let's get started. Here's the stamp set and the layering stencil. This is a set of 4 stencils that are meant to work together. So it also comes with guide how to layer and with some color ideas. So let's get started. I'm positioning the first stencil onto A2 panel of white cardstock. And I'm using smaller blending brushes so I don't need a lot of masking. But I have Post-it tape here handy to me in case I need to mask something. So I'm doing each rectangle with different colors, as you can see here. I completed the first layer and moving on to the second layer. Lining up with the first one. And all the stencils have etched lines, so you can very easily position it. So next I'm using different colors for this layer. Just use colors that make sense to you. You don't need to follow my example or even the example in the packaging. You can pick and choose any colors you like. So I'm adding purple here, and I'll add a little bit of orange on the pumpkin. But before that, I'm moving to the fence here on the image with the cat sitting on the picket fence. Okay, so the second layer is done. Let's move to the third layer. So here we're adding more details, and also I kind of put my sleeve into my ink pad. So I'm adding some yellow. This was dandelion yellow. Next, I'll be adding some black onto the hat. So that's why I masked the yellow that we added to the side. And then the last layer, we'll add some orange. So I'm adding a lot of black around here on 4 of the squares or the postage stamps. So I'm adding a little bit more to make it more saturated. I'm using the Raven hybrid ink for this. Okay, let's add the fourth and the last stencil. So here we'll have a lot of black. But besides that, we'll do the first one with the witch's hat. We'll do it like orange and purple for the band around the hat. Here I'm adding some brown onto the pumpkin stems. And then I will add black for the bats and also for the mouth and nose and eyes. I'm adding more black here, a lot of black. I'm adding black also in the last 2 images. Now onto the bats and the pumpkin faces. Next, I'm adding some purple onto the headband. You can see here I didn't really need to mask because I'm using a tiny brush, and the chances that I will go contaminate another area with a dark black ink or purple, it's very small. So now we have almost everything here. Okay, so this is our final image. Before we go to cut it, I will stamp some of the stamps that come in the Halloween postage stamp set. So the first one is Hocus Pocus. Then we have few more, and I'm using just acrylic block and Raven ink, which is black hybrid ink. to stamp the accompanying kind of canceling stamps for the postage. So now this is Spooky Mail. I'm just moving across and stamping, not overwhelming the images, but stamping few at a time. Just adding a couple more bats here. Next, I'm using coordinating die, the postage die, and by the magic of YouTube, I'll have all cut. So I did not want to use the whole panel as it is, and I wanted to cut out the different postages. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm using large sharp scissors, but you can also use a paper trimmer. I find it the scissors to work a little bit faster than a paper trimmer. I'm arranging the images where I want them to be. And next, using some foam tape or foam squares, we'll add those onto the base panel. In meantime, I'm stamping Hocus Pocus on white cardstock, and I will cut down one of those sentiments to add it to my card. So here, as you can see, I'm adding some foam squares onto the back of the postage and adding them to my panel. After I'm done with this, I will also add some double-sided adhesive or adhesive foam and add it to the card. So I'm adding that there. Here, I realized I need to pull those towards the middle because we have overlapping areas. So I think that looks good, and we have one more. Okay, now I trimmed that sentiment. I used my scissors, and I'll be using some foam tape to add that to the panel as well. Okay, to add some finishing touches to my panel, I decided to add some enamel dots that I had in my stash. And those are white, so it gives a little bit more of a contrast on the black cardstock. Okay, to finish off the card, I am making an A2 card base side folding, which means that was 8.5 by 4.25 by 5.5 piece of white cardstock, and score in 4.25 and then fold it in half. I just added some liquid adhesive on the back and adhere it to my card base. This finishes our card for today. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel